have crowd control earlier as well as they have the damage. But the question is, which lane do you want to go? I feel like the mid lane is going to be very, very difficult just because they have the Lilia, so she can clear the minions pretty fast. And level 1, level 2, she's very strong. Do you want to go for the Beatrix instead, or do you want to go to the Uranus? So I want to see if they do want to be proactive, they have to choose a lane and commit to it.
Well, seems to me Team Singapore, they've already picked their drafts and they are going to be forcing JPL to go for that Enchanter style to suit their composition. Overall, in general, I really like what Team Singapore is thinking, but of course, as your personal preference, you would like to see JPL's aggression. But Team Vietnam, they've got their drafts, and this is going to be the tiebreakers for day number 2. And it is going to be Vietnam on the blue side and Singapore on the red side. And whoever wins this best of 1 series is going to come on top, and seems like we are going to be jumping in towards a pause. Apologies for that. And of course, all good things must be, a little bit, reference, and we have to give you guys a little bit more suspense if you guys want to have some fun time with us today.
It's okay. I managed to look at the minimap, and it's very interesting what Team Singapore are doing. They're really anticipating an early jungle invade over to the purple side. So the way that they're handling is that the Karina is not going to attempt the purple buff at all. He went straight to the orange buff, and we can see Adamir actually not going straight to the gold lane, but actually waiting in the buff position. So he's probably just waiting for a potential Hilda or the Masha coming in, so that he can get something there. And Gennard over there is showing his face, but once he sees that the Karina is not there, it's probably a good decision to make, to be like, you know what, I'm not going to stay here for long, because the Rafaela is just going to stack the damage onto me, and then the slow, and then eventually just going to give off a free first blood.
No, I definitely can see where you're coming from as well, especially in the first rotations, right? The difference between having a Hilda matchup is that the Hilda is going to be on your side of the map. And tentatively, if you want to play like a Rafaela and Karina comp, you want to be dictating the tempo for yourself. And I agree that going for this switch out coming from Singapore, going for orange as well, gives you a little bit more option to take the orange buff, get to the Little Wanderer a little bit. I believe the Little Wanderer was on the bottom side as well. To, after they get able to transition for the invades for the purple buff, if and only if Team Vietnam is not going in as well. But you can see also a little bit of glimpses now that JPL was already thinking about the next step, which is going to be invading the purple buff. He's going to be scouting out, going a little bit of harassment, so that the Karina, if given enough time, is going to strike and go for the invades. And this is where they can put up a little bit more aggressive map control or even tempo to actually match up for the next upcoming fight. Because if and only if Team Singapore is given this momentum, they are going to be able to transition well, because their composition is not about getting kills. It's about stalling for time, being so annoying, and applying so much split push for pressure. It is going to cause confusion in the ranks of Team Vietnam's composition.
Yeah, right now I just appreciate how the Singapore team, they have adjusted their own rotations against the draft coming in from Team Vietnam. I feel like they have a very good understanding of what they're supposed to do in this game, just like you said. And right now, no, it's taking a lot of damage, and Team Singapore did not manage to secure the Little Wanderer.
Yep, seems like Team Vietnam going to be on the blue side. As you can see, there's just not much happening as well. They're going for the invades with Gennard coming in. Seems like they are going to have Team Vietnam playing on, I would say, the roamer position for the Masha rather than the Hilda. So the beauty about this is they can't interflex this. So Team Singapore, they are kind of matching it as of yet.
Oh, and look at that. Mio is taking a lot of damage, but managed to get out of that. But for Team Singapore, I feel like this is a situation, looking at how the Vietnam teams are playing, is that I feel like they are playing a little bit too aggressive. I feel like Team Singapore, they can look to punish. Maybe in the early game, it's still difficult to take down the Masha, but if the Masha keeps playing like this, I feel like it is a situation once Reminiscent hits level 4, or once Adamir gets very, very comfortable in his own lane, they can really start to punish all of the front lines coming in from the side of Vietnam, like No as well as Gennard.
Yep, as of yet, Team Singapore, they need to find a way to actually stop the Masha, because eventually, this roaming Masha may not have the fastest clear time, But once you hit those really ultra late game stages, Adamir and Sayla is going to have a very difficult time. But it seems like the first turtle is going to be on its way. As you can see, it's going to be clubbed up coming from Team Singapore. And they've got the Enchanted Star, but who's going to get the retribution? It is going to be No using out the Lido counter. And now Team Singapore is going to lose Reminiscent in the process. No is going to try and get a little bit more, but he's getting kited by the slows coming from Seoul as well as JPL. Team Singapore going to focus him down eventually. And as you can see, Zo rolls him down. There's absolutely no way that No can survive this due to the slows. However, Mio has something to say about it as well. But Sayla going for the black shoe, looking to get more out of it. Unfortunately, not going to be getting more. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Nothing super major from either sides yet.
Yeah, massive team fight coming in from Vietnam as well as Singapore. Singapore did not manage to secure the turtle, but of course, this is going up against a Balman is going to be very difficult because he has about like what, a 2,000 true damage retribution on his side. And unfortunately, Reminiscent did die in the last skirmish, but No died as well. And it was I would say he did not have to die. They committed to the fight a little bit too long. They should have just gotten the turtle and then back off and then try to get advantages elsewhere.
Agreed. But seeing the plays coming from Vietnam, it's really surprising that despite all the facts, there are a little bit of space for Ngọc Ngan on the Popo and Kupa to get some sort of farm, despite arguably not having a favorable matchup against a Beatrix, which is very unfortunate. But as long as he's getting decent amount of farm, he is going to be able to dish amount of damage, especially taking advantage of the tankiness of the Masha itself. But as you can see, Team Singapore, they are going to be making a play down bottom. So, however, it's going to be trading 50-50s with Duc Nam. Not the end of the road. They're calling the Bauma, but so he is going to have the sustain to tank through this. And I don't think Team Vietnam is going to be able to kill him off right from the get-go.
Yeah, but looking at the bottom side, we can see how Team Singapore, they're focusing on the turret. Adamir is not looking for any kind of team fights. He just focuses on making sure that he gets the gold plating. And I feel like that is still a favorable trade for Singapore, even though they had to trade JPL for it.
Yeah, this is so worth it and smart. Throwing a body just for the gold plating for a marksman is absolutely worth it, considering that JPL has got to pull yourself together. And it's only this early stage of the game. It's not the end of the road. He has to respawn time. And now Team Singapore, look at this, immediately as targeted as well. They are going to try to counter the second turtle, but unfortunately, the Lido counter and the retribution steals coming from No is just a little bit too strong as compared to just one retribution from Reminiscence.
But we can also see the damage coming in from Singapore. Gennard cannot tank that much, so he has to be careful. It's good that they have a lot of movement speed. If not, they will be caught out by the Rafaela. But right now, Reminiscent is going on to the Popo and Kupa, but unmanaged to do so. 4 members of Singapore are down here in the bottom lane, and I feel like they really want to make sure that Adamir gets to snowball his own lane. But the initiation going into Team Singapore, No is there in front. JBL has nowhere to go. Oh, he used a clutch flicker, but Mio still manages to get the kill. Unfortunately, Singapore did not manage to get a turret, and JPL is again trading his life just to make sure his own team stays alive.
Well, in the midst of all this confusion, Team Singapore was making so much space, with Seoul also going to be cutting the creep base on the top side, cutting behind the second turret. However, Duc Nam was able to mirror the matchup. However, bottom side, oh my goodness, that should not have happened. Adamir being picked off means that Team Vietnam is going to have full control in terms of the marksman's lane.
Yeah, looking at the goal right now, the Beatrix is still ahead against the Popo and Kupa. However, Singapore, they have to be careful because right now we're looking at Sayla. Sayla's taking too much damage. Black shoes have been used trying to get a kill. Gennard is gonna die over there under the tower of Team Singapore. And Sayla, a beautiful defend. But look at both towers in the gold lane. They're equal in HP now.
Yeah, agreed. But as of yet, Team Singapore, they're losing out of all these trades, but they have to try and make a little bit more space because Team Vietnam, even though they look very dominant in the early stage, but when it comes to the later stage game, they do have a little bit lacking in terms of damage output when it comes to chipping off into his team's Seoul as well as Reminiscent. So the only people they can pretty much bully out is pretty much Adamir and Sayla. And for them to actually scale back to this game, they need to stall for time. And that is going to be the gameplay from Team Singapore. And once again, the third total contest once again is going to be prioritized as Team Singapore. They're not too happy about losing 2. And if they get 1, they are going to be able to take advantage of the fight. But seems like from behind, Gennard is going to control it, bully out JPL, while the rest of Team Vietnam is going to be focusing on it as well. The leader counter comes in, but no patience from Reminiscence is going to get the retribution steal. And this is the fight that Team Singapore is looking forward to. And Vietnam very quickly retreats out of harm's way.
Right now, Team Singapore, they have to figure out a way how they're going to get a kill instead of focusing on the objective itself, because No has proven that he can he can basically 100% secure the turtles. And I feel like during the Lord fight, it's not going to be that different. And Team Singapore, I like that they have the awareness to avoid the yin yang overturn, because Mio actually got a 4-man yin yang overturn, but everyone managed to get out of it before the secondary burst damage comes out. So good awareness in the early stages of the game. I just hope they don't lose focus in the later stages of the game. Soul right now is trying to protect the bottom lane turret, but it's 1 against 2. Can he clear this minion? Now he's taking a lot of damage, but again, this is a Uranus. He can do this all day. I can do this all day, bro.
Oh, this is so smart. And so he's intentionally keeping the minion outside the tower range so that he does have that backdoor protection. And because of that, so much space is being created. And look at this Team Singapore. They're looking to go in for the middle control threat, and they are going to make a dive. Mio is going to go stop them in his back. But of course, one mistake is going to cost them their life, and that's why having the Rafaela played by JPL is so helpful. He gets you in and out of the situations. But Adamir looking for the snipe. Is he going to go for it as well? But no. Okay, that's close. No, focusing on the middle turret is going to be the way to go coming from Singapore. They want those mid controls.
I'm sorry, but I like to watch snipes. Doesn't matter if he's coming from the Beatrix or the Xavier. Right now, we can look at Team Singapore. They are pushing mid. They're trying to chip off as much damage as they can, but Team Vietnam, all the bodies are in front of the turret, making sure that the turret doesn't fall. Adamir really wants that, and Team Vietnam, they're doing so well to protect, but Yin Yang overturned on the way to Reminiscent. He was still able to survive. Adamir finally managing to kill off the mid lane turret for Team Singapore.
Yep, discipline is at play as well. Team Singapore taking objectives one at a time, and they are going to get it. And you can see Adamir continuing to open up the map. They want to sync up with the Lord. If they can get a little bit more damage in tier 2, it's going to be huge, but you can see the purple buff will be stolen away, and that is going to be Team Singapore coming on top in the trades, and Mio also going to be chunked away before the next setup. Team Singapore, do they want to go for the Lord? It seems like that's going to be the case, but they need to sync up the lane, so they are still playing a little bit safe for now before making the next big play.
Adamir D, Singaporean sniper, he's really looking for targets. It really doesn't matter who. And right now, he already has his Malefic Roar. So even though Gunnar, No, as well as Nam is tanky, he can deal with them. Especially looking at the weapons that he's using right now, Renner as well as Wesker, they scale really, really well with high physical stats. So instead of focusing on his attack speed, instead of the DPS, he's focusing on the burst. And right now, Team Singapore, they're still going for it. They want the top turret next.
Agreed, but Team Singapore, I don't think it's a wise choice as well. They understand they need to get a little bit more into this map control, but I don't think it's the right play as of yet. The lanes are not exactly synced out. Meanwhile, Team Vietnam, they are going to be finally making a play. They need to figure out on how to kill So, and this is the thing I'm talking about as well. Eventually, they just don't have enough damage to finish him off, and now they're split between the decision, what do they fight? But it seems like they are going to force it as well. Reminiscent is going to be harassed on his way through, but there's just a lot of spells being dished out, but nothing much has been garnered, because eventually Team Singapore is going to be able to out-heal all that poke damage that Vietnam is doing.
Yeah, late game, I would say for Team Vietnam, Mio as well and Ngancha can actually do a lot of damage. The Popoli Kupa as well as the Kagura does scale well, but it's going to be very easy for Team Singapore to outscale them just because of the Beatrix, as well as, like you said, Soul is going to be unbeatable. And look at that.
Oh no.
They're taking a lot of damage. Soul coming in from behind, trying to proxy the wave. And right now, Team Singapore, they want to make sure that they get the turret. If they can get a kill, that's a bonus. No is in front. He manages to run away, but look at Adamir with just a sliver of health. Right now, Team Singapore, they have no choice, but they have to go back. It's a good thing that JPL is there just to give the heal. If not, Adamir would have given off a free kill.
Oh my goodness, Adamir, that was too close. He wanted to get a little bit aggressive to try and trade off towards Noel, but what he did not expect was that Noel was a little bit too tanky to be expectable. As you can see, Noel is already has his dominance eyes as well as the Vorax, so technically he does have the damage, and on top of it all, he was pretty much in lethal range for that chop before losing that. If they lose Adamir then and there, they might have lost a lot of the slot control, but now Vietnam, they finally pre-hold and they are going to push back, and Gennard is going to open up the map for now. But Singapore doesn't seem to want to choose this fight yet. Reminiscent, however, is all by himself. He's not going to get surrounded. You can see the bursts are coming in, but the sustains from in JPL is going to keep him alive momentarily. Can he survive the leader counter? Oh, barely 1 pixel away. Means that he is going to miss the kill threshold. Wow, Soul is going to continue to chip away at the back lines, and Norcha is going to get caught off. And like I said as well, Team Soul is gonna have a very, very good time playing on this Uranus. It's pretty much unkillable at this stage.
Beautiful team fight coming in from Singapore, where we can see Adamir actually managing to get a render shot on to the Popol and Koopa, and then Soul just finishing up. Right now, no, it's 1v4, and he's gonna die. The little counter will not be able to do much. And again, we can see how Hilda is 1v4. Team Vietnam, they have to be careful. They're going in one at a time. Against Team Singapore, you gotta go all in. You gotta go all 5 members of the team and focusing on Adamir or Sailor. Once they're gone, then you can start picking up the rest.
Oh, this is so disgusting to watch. You can see the sustains from Singapore, but what is super underrated is the poke coming in from Adamir with the snipe. JPL, however, getting Brunt Force away, but Gina tries his best, but he's only trading a support for support, and just like that, Team Singapore is gonna get the map control that they need. However, this time, they will lose the sustain. Soul is still alive, but they need to go for the reset for this next fight. But unfortunately, Team Singapore doesn't have the capabilities to challenge the Lord as of yet.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good play from Gunnar because he made sure that Team Singapore does not secure the Lord there, because I feel with the Lord, even if they get just one extra turret, it's really going to help Team Singapore having that map control, because we were talking about it. If Singapore has that map control, it's going to be even more difficult for Team Vietnam to move forward. Right now, looking at the itemization, no, as you said, not much has been changed. I kind of want to see blade armors coming in, and I feel like Hilda is building up to a blade armor, because once they have, then they can start contesting against Adamir.
Yep, seems like Team Singapore finally takes an opportunity going for the trench as well as Vietnam going to be opening up the map. Vietnam has no choice but to force the issue. The Lord will be conceded for now, but Team Vietnam, they are going to go in for the chop. They've got no available. Can they go for the snipe? It seems like he won't steal the Lord. Just like that, Team Singapore, they concede the fight, and they are forced to force the issue as of yet. They take down Dunat, they take down Dunam, they take down Mio, just like that. It's gonna be a triple kill for Adamir, and now on the top side, no, it's gonna be stranded all by himself, but it doesn't really even matter. As long as you keep him out of harm's way, Team Singapore is gonna make the GG push as they are making their way down towards mid, regardless of the lore. As Team Singapore, they want to close out the game. 9 seconds left for Gina to come alive, and Vietnam has to defend against this. No chance. It's gonna throw their body, and Team Singapore, they don't really care. They're throwing their bodies, they're focusing on the crystal, and they take the game against Team Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Singapore is your final semi-finalist here at the SEA Games.
Congratulations to Team Singapore, and look at that. Even though Team Vietnam managed to secure the Lord for themselves, but just by winning the team fight, they understood, guys, we have 2 minions. No matter what, push your body forward, just make sure the minions doesn't get attacked by the turrets, and then push to the end. That was an amazing play, and I kind of want to say that was almost a desperate play, because they know they do not want to have a long round of matches against